Welcome back to another Vibes and Frequencies video. My name is Nathan, and in today's crystal energy video, I want to talk about my favorite crystal, Phenakite, and specifically, I want to talk about how we can access the Akashic records with Phenakite and how we can channel into our past and change our past memories to impact where we are right now. This is exactly what I have been doing with Phenakite, and I'm very excited to share this with you guys. And of course, we're talking about the Akashic records here, and a very high vibrational crystal. This is the highest vibrational crystal I've ever worked with. And so this video is going to be pretty far out. So be ready for that. I'm going to do my best to explain this in a kind of simple way, not because I don't think you guys will understand, but because I think I'll probably just take it in a weird direction if I try too hard. So casual explanation here. I've been using Phenakite to channel into my past and to alter my memories. Here's an example so you know what I'm talking about. When I was about probably 6 years old, and that's a rough estimate there, I watched a movie with my parents, and it was on Disney Channel, and it was this movie where there was this guy who was a magician. He got invited to go to a Ivy League like magician school where they teach the magic tricks. Anyways, I remember the movie, I was really blown by it. I thought it was so amazing, and magic is so incredible, and I thought I was a wizard. And I remember looking over to my dad and going, "Dad, is magic real?" And he looks at me and very seriously goes, "No, Nathan, it's just a movie. Magic is not real." This is a memory that I have, and it is a memory that has defined my life that I always held on to. How did I change that with Phenakite? I was meditating with Phenakite. I experienced, this is just a brief description, I'm going to go more in depth here, guys. I experienced serious, crazy flashes of like tunneling light. It's the only way I can explain it. A complete loss of my perception of myself, and almost went into a dreamlike state, but not dreamlike. Very high dimensional feeling, and remembered this memory vividly. But while I was meditating with Phenakite, what happened is I asked my dad, "Is magic real?" And he looks to me and he says, "Yes, magic is real." Boom, my entire body was engulfed with this like vibratory shifting DNA cellular feeling that I explained to you, and I just started crying. And now I exist in the life of somebody who, from that point at 6 years old, was told by his dad that magic is real and believed it ever since. Let's go deeper into this, okay? So, the Akashic records this is a very brief explanation here. Think of a dimension where all the information that ever was and ever will be exists. All thought forms, all pieces of information, all these bits of existence are in this dimension of reality. We are connected to this reality, and we are a part of it right now. The difference is that we might not be aware of it. So, our reality, I know that you guys will click with this. You're all super high vibe, I know. Our reality is based on how we feel. A lot of people talk about how our thoughts create our reality. That is true in a sense, but really what it comes down to is our feeling. The way that we feel is what manifests our entire reality. And the way that we feel has a serious connection to our vibration, our frequency. Our reality is manifested for us that is completely in alignment with our vibration and our frequency. Whatever frequency we are, that's the information that we experience, and our reality pulls in from all the dimensions to exist within. Far out, I know, but I think that you guys get this. So we are constantly connected to the Akashic records. We're constantly reaching in and pulling information into our reality, but it's based on our frequency. So raising your vibration is the most powerful way to access higher levels of the Akashic records because of this. Imagine these different layers, right? Dimension 1, Dimension 2, 3rd dimension, 4th dimension, 5th, 6th, 7th, so on and so forth. The higher you go with your vibration, the higher your frequency goes, you align yourselves with higher vibrations of dimensions, right? Now, in these dimensions, what takes place is now you are able to, in a sense, pull the Akashic information of the 7th dimension if you're a resident of that dimension, right? And you can recall all of the information lower, of all of the lower dimensions. So you're pulling from the 7th dimension, but are able to perceive and remember all the things that take place in all the lower dimensions. This is my own personal understanding, and it's a very brief explanation. So, this being said, Phenakite, like I've said multiple times now, is the highest vibrational crystal of terrestrial origin, and it's the highest vibrational one I've ever worked with. It impacts me more than anything and has been seriously profound on my actual level of consciousness. So I believe that working with Phenakite has raised my vibration higher than any other crystal, to be honest with you guys. And because of that, I am able to perceive and remember the dimensions even within the Akashic records that are of lower information. So I exist in the frequency and vibration of a reality where I do believe in magic, and I do believe in the power of crystals, so on and so forth. So that means that my frequency has dimensionally shifted to align myself in this dimension. But our brains are what we tend to perceive reality through the most. And brains are built in a linear fashion. They're built to perceive within the third dimension for the most part, right? So our consciousness, let's go ahead and just pretend, or I'll just use it as an example that's up here, right? Our consciousness, when it goes into all these higher dimensions and is channeling information from them, that's always taking place. The connection is always there. It's just that our linear mind doesn't perceive it that way. When my frequency changes, I shift into a new timeline, a new reality that is resonant with that vibration and that frequency. And what happens is my linear brain immediately and instantaneously changes all of its past memories to align itself with believing that where I am is where I have always been, and all my memories of the past will have changed. Super far out, I know. It's pretty crazy and pretty intense, right? So we don't realize that this is happening, but it always is. So I believe that my vibration has been raising, and so I shifted into a new timeline where I have believed in magic for my entire life, and therefore was able to work on it, which is why I'm able to perceive and have the kind of success with, for example, certain spiritual practices like meditation, working with crystals already, even though I've just recently started. The way to change my past was by raising my vibration, but the way to be aware that that took place is where Phenakite comes in. Phenakite has allowed me to raise my consciousness to a whole nother degree where I am now able to perceive certain changes and certain memories that have shifted. In a sense, I'm able to sit in a chair on the edge of a cliff overlooking the ocean of all the infinite possibilities of my life, and I'm able to see certain things that are taking place in the future and certain things that have taken place in the past and shift them around as I please, because it's the ability to consciously vibrate in this moment. And this moment, as you guys know, is all there really truly is. As again, I've said, the past and the future are just linear symptoms, basically. They're symptoms that our brain produces but isn't the truth. So to be able to see the past changing, to be able to remember that you are changing your past memories, and to be able to not only perceive that this is how the future works, we all know the future is based on now, right? It's the past that most of us don't realize this about. Our present moment is literally the only thing that exists. So to shift into an alternate timeline, all you have to do, boom, now I'm in an alternate dimension now, guys. Now I'm in a new one. Now a new one. Now a new one. Now a new one. Literally every small thing is shifting you rapidly into a new dimension of reality where you are literally in a completely different reality. All the realities are taking place right now, all at once. Everything is completely possible. Your consciousness aligns itself with the one that you are vibrationally resonant of. So you're just literally like just teleporting around constantly into all these multitudes of different dimensions of reality of whichever one that you are vibrationally resonant of. So to raise our vibration with Phenakite, because it really has raised my vibration more than any crystal I've worked with, and to meditate with it and channel into our past and to be able to access this past and to see that it's changing is really where the power is, because true power is awareness, being aware with our consciousness, right? So, pretty powerful stuff, pretty powerful stuff. I'm really passionate about these kinds of things. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like it. That way I know that you are into the discussion of dimensions and shifting, and I can go deeper into these kinds of things. I'm trying to keep it just on the surface again, not because I don't think you'll understand, but because I've never really tried to explain this to anyone before. So feel free to let me know how I'm doing. Thank you guys so much for watching this Vibes and Frequencies video. Remember that you are constantly shifting and are constantly channeling into the Akashic and all other forms of dimensions, whether you're aware of it or not. To raise our vibration, to work with certain crystals like Phenakite, is to increase our awareness of the place that this is even happening. And that's where the power comes. Because how do I feel about my life now? Well, I certainly don't feel like my dad told me when I was 6 years old that magic wasn't real. And I certainly didn't believe for the rest of my life after that everything was a lie and that anything magical was just poop. I exist in a place where everything has always been magic. And when the birds sing, they sing for me. And when the clouds come in, they come in for me because I vibrationally resonated to live in a reality where it is cloudy today and where I am of this mood. I am not being affected by the fact that it's cloudy and rainy today. It's cloudy and rainy today because of the way that I am affecting it. So, again, pretty far out kind of stuff, guys, but I'll end it here. Thanks for watching this Vibes and Frequencies video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Yep. I'll see you for my next video, guys. Have a good one. Oh, yeah.